All right.
Abdullah, let's go. Come on.
Are you guys ready?
Abdullah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Assalamu alaikum, guys. Welcome to first episode of this podcast. Not sure what I'm going to call it yet, but we have a banger of a first episode. I got three beautiful brothers with me, alhamdulillah. If you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves real quick. Starting with Abdul Majid, because y'all can't choose.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Abdul Majid, Abdul Khan, Mr.
Alaikum.
Khan, whatever you want to call me. Your best friend is usually what I'm known as. But yeah, I'm Abdul Majid. And then these are my beloved brothers in Islam and basically blood brothers at this point. Like, you know.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Y'all.
We'll go.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
No.
Don't be humble about it, bro. Come on, give yourself an introduction.
No, there's nothing to not. What are you talking about? Go ahead, bro. Ibrahim, bye. Let's go.
Okay, this guy. Go, Ibra.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I'm Ibrahim Ba, also known as Ibra the Zebra on TikTok. You can follow me there. And yeah.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug on my podcast. It's fine. We'll let it slide. So one of the things that I preach the most probably on my channel is the importance of having good friends, right? Having real, brothers that bring you closer to Allah. I feel like that is the biggest make or break for your deen. Personally, that's just my opinion. Considering, alhamdulillah, I would say, and I think you guys would agree that I think we're all blessed to have pretty good friends, right? That we can rely on and look up to and ask for advice and all that kind of stuff. What impact has that had on your guys' lives? And maybe, was there a period in your time where you had bad friends and then, you saw the impact that had, and then you switched over to having better friends and, all that good stuff?
Ibra, I feel like you should go first on this one.
Okay. So for me personally, growing up where I live in Kuna, Idaho. For those of you who don't know, and here there's no Muslims except for my family and then my mom's cousin, right? Anyway, so going to school, it was only me and my sister who were Muslim in my high school. We were the only black kids as well, so I didn't have much exposure to Muslims. If I had exposure to Muslims, it was every Friday at Jummah, but I didn't have anybody my age. So I never really had Muslim influence or friends that I would be close to that were Muslim. It was always people who are Christian or Mormon or things like that. So for me personally, I feel like I fell in love with the deen when I turned 18, because I met people like you guys, right? And it's hard for me to say this, but my iman grew when I downloaded TikTok, because it was the first time getting exposure to other Muslims. I had met Abdullah, Majid, I met Muaz right before TikTok. So that was a blessing from Allah, I feel and it's people like these guys here that encouraged me to be a better Muslim, because I never had that exposure, So that's my personal take on it. I think that, show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you are is basically what that is right there.
That's awesome.
It's a really good one.
That's beautiful, man.
You know what it is too, is that it's just a lot easier to do good when you have good people around you. You don't have to feel shy or embarrassed to go pray or whatever. And it's just I don't know, there's a whole vibe to it that's different.
Of course, yeah. Bro, the crazy thing is that you can have friends, but when you have a good group of Muslims, who you would call friends, they're basically your brothers, right? And it's like a different kind of love that you have for them. It's because like Ibrahim always tells me, he's Iman is thicker than blood, right?
Yeah.
So you guys, for example, right? I have best friends that I grew up with over here, or even maybe cousins and stuff, right? But that's natural, right? You're related to them. You're born and raised together. But with you guys, the thing is I met you guys and I felt like we were born and raised together. We were family already. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel.
Literally, bro, everything kind of, it gets better, right? In life, you always have to hold yourself accountable in certain instances, but it's easier for me to know now that you guys would hold me accountable if I did something wrong. And then also like that keeps me in my head too, right? I'm like, I don't want to disappoint them. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like I want to like being friends with you guys makes me better than I deserve to be. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's just like I just want to do better
That
because
genuine love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
exactly. You know what I
That's what it
mean?
is.
Like, hey, bro, it's just everything is better. You know, like you'll make plans in life that you hope are done together, right? Like, I want to make plans that involve my future, with you guys, because it just like I can't think of a better version of life than that. You know what I mean? It's just it's
Bro, you
better
might
than,
as well just get down on a knee and propose already.
bro. I
Damn.
mean, if you guys want, like, we can just get this done right now.
No, and
I
you know
already
what's
met.
you know what's
But
But
crazy too
honestly,
is
though, for real,
yeah.
it's like crazy to believe that there's people who I've known since like first grade that I talk to and like I'm close to, but like these people that I've met online, I'm way closer to them than those people that I met since first grade, you know?
Mm.
And it's crazy how Allah will put people in your lives at like certain moments, you know? So I just find that as a blessing.
Can I tell you guys something? Because like I've mentioned this to you guys, I think a couple of times. I don't know if you remember or not, but I'll make it quick because I know I've talked a lot. But it was about what Ibra said, and I want to bring like a real life example, right? Because I'm in the same situation with Ibra where I live in New Braunfels, Texas, right? So no Muslims here, right? Pretty much there was no Muslims, right? So growing up, I was the only Muslim kid, right? And that was different, right? Because like my parents taught me the deen, but they told me, we'll teach you everything and it's up to you whether you want to follow it or not, right? So I didn't have a group of brothers, like Muslim brothers and whatnot, who would hold me accountable, right? Or we could have like, talks and stuff. Like I could talk to you guys about certain things because, you're close with your parents and you discuss things, but when it comes to your friends, you're a little bit less shy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Growing up, like I never had Muslim friends and whatnot, right? So I would make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like every single night, bro. I would make so much dua. I was like, oh Allah, grant me a group of brothers, like Muslim brothers, like from wherever, who are just like the best of the best, right? The most righteous brothers, right? That just I made so much dua. And then like I had something happen in my life where, it wasn't like, I thought that it was a really bad thing or I was super upset or sad or whatever. But, you always remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will, always give you better, right? If he took something away from you, it's because it wasn't good for you or he has something better coming your way. You know what I mean? And I was like, that's exactly what's going to happen. So I was like, alhamdulillah. And I met this brother, Waqas, and he introduced me to Abdullah. And Abdullah introduced me to Ibrahim. After he was Abdullah, like, we're going to do this Umrah trip and we want you to come. I was like, oh, I don't want to like bother you guys. He's like, no, bro, like, come on. I was like, really? He was like, yeah.
SubhanAllah, I actually forgot. That's actually how it happened.
Yeah. And then I met Ibrahim, and then Ibrahim, me and him started talking to each other a lot. And then we were on call one time, and he was like, let me ring up this brother Muaz. He's a really good guy. And I was like, yeah, I'm down. So ring up Muaz. And then we spoke a couple times, and he just kept going back and forth. And we would call, like, got to the point where we were calling, like, what, every single night, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Every night, bro. And then I looked back and I was like, bro, alhamdulillah, bro, like my dua was accepted tenfold over. Like I made dua, but I did not expect my dua to be better than what I asked. You know what I mean? And it was miles better than that, bro. And then I got to meet some of these brothers too. And bro, I swear, like even Abdullah and me spoke about this. It's like we've known each other our whole lives. You know what I mean? Like
I'm telling, there's got to be a hadith or something. I don't know which sheikh said it. I don't know what it is. But it's like the souls were together in Jannah. Now we're just meeting each other for the first time again in this dunya, and we will return inshallah back in Jannah. It's like I know you,
bro,
but I'm just seeing you in the flesh.
Yeah. We were on FaceTime one time and we spoke. It was like 5 minutes of us going back and forth. Like I know you, but like I really
I know you. I know you. Like inside, I know you.
Exactly. No, bro. But like there's so much to say, right? But like I just want to finish it by saying that a good group of righteous Muslim brothers will open new opportunities and doors for you that you could have never imagined. And there's nothing better you can do for yourself or invest in yourself than finding a good group of Muslim brothers, because that will help pave the way for so much goodness in your life. Because go ahead.
Continue. I just want to add one thing.
Yeah, you'll make some of the best decisions, because you do your best and trust Allah with the rest. Those brothers will help you do your best, and then you can trust Allah.
Yes, speaking about Majid, he mentioned investing like in your brother stuff. You know how many people that you meet that want the best for you in this life and the next, like even financial opportunities. They're like, bro, I know you're studying this. Check this out, because I don't want anything for myself only. I want Muaz to be happy. I want Majid to be happy. I want Ibrahim to be happy. The other day, Majid and I were talking. He sent me like a cybersecurity thing, and I was like, bro, subhanAllah, we're doing this together, and we live in 2 different states. We haven't even met yet, and he wants the best for me, and I want the best for him. It's just,
All of us,
we all loving it up, man.
You know what I mean? Allah works in mysterious ways.
You know what it is? It's like, it goes back to what Ibro was saying about knowing these people from like since first grade, but he's like closer to us. It's because every relationship is built off of something, right? It's linked with something. I know with a lot of, at least my non-Muslim friends, not all of them, but a lot of them, it's like that link is like soccer, right? Like I only see them at soccer, or like college, or this assignment, this, like this certain hangout that we go to every week. But when it comes to real Muslim brothers, bro, that link is Allah, and Allah never goes away, right? With I know with a lot of other guys that I was quote unquote friends with, once the season ended, or once we didn't play soccer anymore, exactly, bro, they disappeared.
Yeah.
But with like real brothers, bro, I could not talk to them, I could not see them for months, right? And then when I see them again, bro, it's the same like love,
Allah.
and it's the same love and everything, right? Because that connection is from Allah, and Allah never
And
goes
Allah's
away.
always there.
How many of your friends do you go to school with in the summer? You guys still end up hanging out. Your number goes from 20 friends to maybe 1 or 2.
You know what?
And we've never met, me and Abdullah. I've met some of these guys, but even then, we talk all the time.
Yeah, we do. It's just FaceTime. It's like, bro, that's my brother. I'm
You know
going to
what?
see you again.
It's because the people that you go to school with, you realize that you're friends with them because you only see them like 5 times a week, right? It's Monday through Friday.
Exactly.
But because you don't have to see them 5 times a week, you're not gonna like want to go out of your way to talk to them.
Absolutely.
Okay, so then, so what would you guys say to someone who understands, like, look, like, I know I need good friends around me, but there's no good people around me? And Majid and Ibra, I want you guys to speak on this, because a lot of people do talk to me and they're like, Matt, there's no Muslims around me. There's no good Muslim brothers, no good Muslim sisters. What do I do?
Gotta move Tampa, Florida, bro. Come through.
Tampa Bay, bro.
Hey, move to Boise, Idaho. I need some friends, bro. It's potato
I'm telling you, you go to Boise, Idaho, you got the best brother there, man. I'm telling you. Ibrahim
love feet, bro.
So hypothetically, if someone's like a college student and they can't afford to completely move all the way to Boise, Idaho,
okay,
what would you recommend in that case?
Bro,
I don't even know.
Like, Ibrahim,
good advice.
You go first. No. Like, Ibrahim, you go first.
I would say first off, bro, Allah answers your du'as. If you're sincere in it and you keep making dua consistently, Allah will answer your du'as. Exactly. I used to make dua all the time, the Ramadan before I met these guys. Yeah, Allah, please help me so I can find some righteous brothers who can like help my iman grow, right? And then what happened? I met these people. So it's like, first you make dua and then you go out and seek it. So whether you want to go on TikTok and make some friends, whether you want to go and find like people at your college or university, I think that's the best way you can do it. But just reach out to people, on social media and things like that. Because like, I think the Muslim community on social media is like amazing. There are some bad parts, but it's amazing,
Yeah, he's right. It's a very good community when you separate some of the bad.
yeah.
You got to find the good. You got to do a little bit of digging, but you'll find it.
But exactly, like, bro, we're all brothers and sisters in Islam. But there's a difference between brothers and the righteous brothers. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You go in a big crowd, but you gotta pick certain ones. And Ibrahim's right, bro. That's all it is. I mean, dua is number one, right? You make so much dua, like that's the most important thing. But of course, you want to do practical things as well, right? Bro, social media, you ask your brothers, like, bro, like I wasn't shy. I was like, bro, like I told my friend, the first one I met, Waqas, I was like, bro, do you have any like, group chats with someone like the Muslim brothers or something? Because I just want to meet some, other Muslim brothers. And he's like, yeah. So he added me. I met Abdullah, and Abdullah added me to another one. And I met Ibrahim. But you know what I mean? Like,
networking, bro. It's networking.
You do your best. And
shout out to Waqas, man. I love that, brother.
I mean.
So Ibra, you said dua, and that's what I was looking for. That's the answer I was looking for. And there's a second thing, right? At least from my personal experience, is that even if you've made dua, even if you've looked and you still can't find any, because let's say, look, like, alhamdulillah, I've met you guys, and you guys are the best, honestly, best brothers I could ask for, alhamdulillah. But like, still, like for example, like at uni, right? I'm there sometimes, 6 to 10 hours a day. Long story short, I don't have any like
Just
real
call
like
it a mistake.
friends or brothers, and like I'm picky with that kind of, because when you realize the impact that your friends have on you, you become very, very picky with who you let you surround yourself with. So I found myself all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm here 6 to 10 hours a day. There's no one that I'd honestly like
It wouldn't
really
be
want
me.
to surround myself with. Dude, shut
6 to
up.
10 hours a day.
You mean,
Hey,
my boy?
Abdullah, bro, you're not supposed, dude, you're supposed to have good manners as a Muslim, bro. You don't let your brother
What you
finish.
mean?
You let your brother finish. You don't
6 to 10
interrupt
hours,
him
bro. Who
mid-sentence,
studies for
bro.
6 to 10 hours? I'm just saying, come
You just
on.
watching your
I
back.
didn't.
You have to make sure it's accurate.
Allahu Akbar, bro. I'm not
Which
studying
is,
for
bro,
six to ten hours. I'm on campus
like
for six to
lying is
ten
a sin,
hours.
my brother. I'm just trying to
Brother,
say.
he's just looking out for you, bro. He got your back. Like that's the best
Allah
manners. You know
Akbar.
what I mean?
Lying
6 to
about
10
what?
hours, bro?
6 to 10 hours. I'm on campus. Know me?
SubhanAllah.
Yeah.
Lowering your gaze.
Well,
Lowering your gaze.
yeah,
Men switch topics
tell
like
him.
that.
Tell him. You let him know.
He's not. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. But let me finish this.
That's
If that's okay
the
with you.
next topic. That's the next topic.
That's okay. But I'm saying, let's get to the real
I'm
stuff.
leaving.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right. What I was going to say before someone very rudely interrupted, but I forgive him. I forgive him. Listen, if you still can't find good people to surround yourself with, honestly, bro, go at it alone. Like, just be a lone wolf and do your own thing, because it's better for you to be completely alone than to surround yourself with bad people. And that's very uncomfortable for people nowadays because they're not used to it. Before I met you guys, and Ibra might know this, but I used to be literally the most extroverted person in the world. I could not handle like being alone. Wallahi, when quarantine hit, bro, I honestly, I don't think I spent a single day, like 24 hours in the house. Like I would have to go outside for like a walk or like a drive or something. I couldn't handle being by myself.
And
You
I'm
know?
the same way. I'm very, very extroverted. If you guys like, you guys know me, right? I'm very
Yeah.
extroverted. I'm very loud. I have an outspoken personality. So like, I was the same thing, like Mars was talking about, bro. And like, I get it. It's hard. College, like the whole life is like, okay, I want to study, and then I'm going to go drink on Friday or Saturday, and then I'm going to go back to school, right? And you can't really fit in with that type of group. So it's like, I'd rather be alone than have bad company, you know?
Can I ask y'all something? Like, it's I feel like a lot of people are gonna relate to this though, because when it comes to that, right? Like, rather go at it alone than be with people who aren't as righteous.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, they have this conflicting thing about like the MSAs in school. So if somebody has an MSA and their MSA is not, because I know some MSAs are very like, iffy about like the way they do
Liberal, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean, they just do a lot of things that people would have a big issue with.
We all know what you're talking about.
You would rather go alone, right, than go on.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with it.
What's up?
I don't have an issue with it.
Let the brother finish. Allahu Akbar.
Ibrahim is he's.
Continue.
But no, that's what I'm asking. Would you rather go at it alone, or would you like go out alone and make more dua for Allah to grant you righteous brothers, or just jump into something like an MSA organization or something that might not necessarily have the Islamic values that are going to hold you accountable?
I mean, personally, like, I mean, I've kind of done both, and going at it alone is very, very uncomfortable in the beginning. I remember the first couple of weeks of the semester, bro, I was like, I don't know if I'd label it depression, but I just like hated everything about like going to school. Like, cause I was just like, I have no friends around me. I have nothing, but you just have to go through it, bro. Just like most like tough things in life, like you just got to grind through it to get to the good part. And I finally got to a point after a couple of weeks of just forcing kind of just to isolate myself. I started enjoying my own company. Alhamdulillah. I was at least able to like bear being by myself. And then I kind of learned to start enjoying my own solitude. So yeah. I wanted to talk to you guys also about, if we're talking about youth specifically, like issues related to youth, I feel like the idea of happiness is a big thing as well. Like I feel like a lot of people our age are very unhappy with their life. And
Right.
I don't know if is it a perspective thing? Is it like a Dean thing? How do you kind of tackle that, I guess?
I think it's 100% a Dean thing. 100%.
100%.
100%. And I can explain why.
Please do.
So if you ask anyone, whenever I post anything on TikTok and someone goes, "Oh, I don't really agree with this," I'm like, "Okay, explain why you don't agree with a hadith that is just posted on TikTok." They go, "Oh, Islam is controlling. Islam is this." I'm like, "Is Islam controlling, or did the people who taught you Islam spread their culture and their viewpoints of what's right and wrong to you?" And then once you get to the real issues, Islam has no issues. Islam is explained very well. You know, it's the fastest growing religion. It's got to be. Something's right. Whoever doesn't know how to explain it to you, people, you know, preferring or allowing their sons to do things and not their daughters. It's like, is that something in Islam, or is it just a culture issue? And then it makes kids, you know, depressed, or I'm not allowed to do this. I'm not allowed to do this because of Islam. I have to wear this hijab at this age, and I don't even understand it. Or I don't pray. And there's just so many things wrong. So I always say 100% happiness if you truly, truly follow Islam correctly. Like the Prophet taught the Sahaba, and he was, you know, the walking Mus'haf. They were not depressed. Have sad days, sure, but they were ready to leave this world and go. You know, they were happy here, and they're going to be even happier there. So I think it's 100%.
Right, 100%. We spoke about this too, Abdullah and Ibrahim and Maz. We all spoke about like happiness and whatnot, because we
good brothers.
Remember, I don't know who made the point, but we spoke about the fact that, you know, happiness really will come to you when you have full submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's, you know, plan for you, right? And a part of that is, you know, tawakkul, right? Like that's the whole thing, right? Having trust and faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Part of tawakkul is, you know, you, like we just spoke about, you leave something that's wrong, and, you know, having trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He will grant you something better instead, right? So happiness has so much encompassed in it, right? Staying away from sin. This guy is having a full snack break.
Abdul talking about all this deep stuff, and Ibra just shoved a full kebab in his mouth, bro.
I want my brother to have his stomach full, right? But make sure 1/3 for food, 1/3 for water, 1/3 for air, brother.
Sorry, Abdul, keep going.
But no, that's really all it is that, you know, happiness is a lot encompassed in it, right? You do something that, you know, like your dream or something, right? If your dream is to be a professional athlete or something, right? You put your full work into it, right? You have tawakkul and trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You leave wrong, having tawakkul in Allah that He will grant you better instead, right? Staying away from sins, right? It'll keep your heart from becoming blackened, right? It'll keep your heart soft, right? It'll help you and being, you know, at full submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's plan for you. And that's really all it comes down to, right? That's where true happiness is. Because I remember someone said happiness is reality minus expectations. And that equation is literally, right? Happiness is reality minus your expectations, right? What's going to happen without you, you know, like, I'm like, you know, I have to get a Ferrari. I have to get a Ferrari. You know, I don't have to, right? Allah grants to him, alhamdulillah. If He doesn't, alhamdulillah. You know what I mean? So it's full submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's plan, having tawakkul in Allah, and doing what you know, if it's halal, of course, you know, your dream or whatnot, and you pursue it. You pursue it with full force, right? There's so much encompassed, you know, obeying your parents, having tawakkul, working towards something, being productive. But it's a whole thing, right? I feel like Muaz makes really, really good videos about that, you know, but it's the pursuit of happiness is a pretty crazy thing. But at the core of it, like Abdullah said, is your deen. It has to be number one. If your deen is clean, you know.
I have a question though. How do you balance like wanting the best of both worlds, right? Because like I feel like as Muslims, our mentality is like, oh my God, I hate this dunya. I just want to be in the akhirah and be in heaven. But for me personally, I want the best of both worlds. I want to have it good in this life and the next. So how do you get both, right? Because it's really easy to get sucked into too much of this dunya, right? When you're like, okay, I want a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, because you start chasing after things, right? I remember hearing this video on YouTube where it's like people want like that nice Lamborghini, right? But once they get that Lamborghini, it's gonna feel like a regular old car, and then you're gonna say, okay, I want a Bugatti next, and then the next car and the next car and the next car, because you're never satisfied, right? So
you guys can answer that, and then we'll end it, inshallah. End it on that.
Well, I'll start with wanting the best of both worlds. That's not haram. A lot of people are like, brother, how could you want this? It's like, as long as I'm giving my sadaqah, you know, I'm helping out my neighbors and everyone's doing well, alhamdulillah, there's nothing wrong with it. Some people think the sixth pillar is depression. Like you have to be depressed.
Bro,
That's facts, though. It's true.
You're right.
Look, some people, you're at the masjid, bro, calm down, stop being happy. I'm like, bro, just breathe, bro. Your skin doesn't look good. You just breathe. Just be happy. Like as long as you're doing everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us to do, and your money is halal, income coming in is halal, bro, do whatever you want. Enjoy your life. The dua, the Prophet Ibrahim, he said, Allah grant us in this life and the next, the best of both. There's nothing wrong with it. The balance, though, once you start going the wrong way, it's like, bro, reality check. That's why you have good brothers around you to keep you in check.
Yes, sir. Bro, it's intention too, right? Like, if someone says, I want to be a professional athlete, right? All right, perfect. You're working out, right? You're training every single day. Make the intention, bro, that I'm also training so that, I can pray more, I can, so I won't, my salahs won't be like, I won't be slacking. I won't be like going to ruku all slow, not standing all the way up. No, I want to be strong, right? I want to be a strong believer, right? It's better than a weak believer. You know what I mean? Bro, there's so much you can do, right? Like I want to make a lot of money, right? Also, I can help orphans, right? So I can build masjids, right? Without letting anybody else know, right? So I can give my parents, better than what they gave me. Bro, intention is so important. Of course, if it's halal, bro, take everything in this world, right? But get the whole dunya in your hand and none of it in your heart. None of it in your heart. You have it in your hand, not in your heart, bro. You won. You won, bro. I'm telling you, you won.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that.
That is beautiful.
Before you end it, Mars, can you guys because I know some people who might watch this, we all went through this too, right? Where we were maybe in a sad part of our life, or there was something, we were just watching a video hoping to get something out of it to help us with our sadness. Can you just say, or, remind people about something or hadith or something about how, goodness will come after sadness?
Bro, hold on. Listen. This bracelet right here, it says, فَإِنَّمَا يُسْرِ يُسْرًا, right? Verily, with every hardship comes ease after. And I think that everybody has to go through a stage of hardship or sadness, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes us through a process of fitna to make us better. If our whole lives in this dunya was just easy, then we won't be grateful for the times that were hard that makes us better. How do you get bigger in the gym? You have to go through a process where you're sore because you're working out your biceps and your chest and stuff like that. But after you're sore, that muscle builds up and you become bigger, right? And that's with anything in life. So with every hardship, there will be ease after, and Allah promises you that.
It's important though. After ease comes hardship as well, but then again, after the hardships comes ease again, bro. It's cycle.
Reaffirms it, yeah.
Allah's merciful, man. Allah's merciful. Assalamu alaikum. What's up, guys? I'm currently editing this podcast right now, but I wanted to hop on real quick and first of all say thank you if you've watched till the end of this. I really do appreciate those of you that decide to watch these videos. I hope that you actually benefited from this podcast. I'm sorry it was so short. The audio for the first half of the podcast just didn't work, basically, long story short. So I had to cut it out. But inshallah, for those of you that have been here for a while and that know Yusuf, he's one of my best friends and he recently got married. And I've had him on multiple times to talk about marriage. And I actually already filmed a podcast with him about that topic. So we really just delve into it. Any questions that you have, anything you were curious about regarding marriage, we probably talked about. So stay tuned for that. Inshallah, it should drop soon. And let me know if you guys want to see more podcasts. I'm assuming if you've watched till the end of this, you probably do. But let me know anyways, because I'm not sure if I want to necessarily take the channel in that direction. But if you guys benefit from it and you want to see it, then I'll definitely do more, inshallah. Anyways, I love you guys for the sake of Allah. Thanks for tuning in again. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Wassalamu alaikum.